Hello. So grateful to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have found myself in a relationship, however that has come about, that I am satisfied with 99% of it. There's just 1% around, and I'll just be honest, around the intimacy piece of it that's not there, but the companionship and the laughter and everything. It's,
That intimacy is only 1%?
well, it's the only thing missing.
Pretty important. So
I don't want to throw all of it away just because that one thing's missing, but I do want that.
What you're talking about is what we've been talking about in a greater context. We've been talking about find a way to feel satisfaction even if the money isn't there or the relationship isn't there or whatever. In other words, you got to find the feeling of satisfaction before you're in a place of letting in what you want to let in. And so a relationship is not any different than the universe at large, except that it's harder when a relationship means intimacy in so many ways. And so if that's on your mind and it's missing, then it's a big part of your vibration, the missing of it, not the having of it, and so you can't let it in. And if you're already in the relationship, it's difficult for you to think around that or to think about other things. How much time do you spend together on a normal weekday? Do you each have places that you go during the day?
Yeah, both very independent, you know.
Well, that's a good thing, because when you're not there, you don't expect intimacy anyway. Right?
Right.
So when you're not together, you could think about a lot of other things even outside of the relationship, or you could think about aspects within the relationship that you appreciate. How you get the missing piece is by not focusing on the piece that's missing. How you get the missing piece is by focusing on the pieces that aren't missing. Or how you get the missing specific piece is by focusing upon other aspects of your life that give you that same feeling of satisfaction. So we talk about this all day, every day. In other words, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the intimacy between you and your inner being. We're talking about being so in sync with that source energy and so satisfied within that source energy that those other thoughts just don't have room in the thought patterns of a day. You see what we're getting at? For a while we've been offering a statement that says, let's say there are 10 things in your life that matter to you that are pretty important, and 9 of them are already in place. This is sort of what you're saying, but 1 isn't. What most people do is they focus on the one missing thing, and instead of getting it, because you can't get something that you're focused upon in a lackful way, what you end up doing is offering a vibration that makes the 9 that were going well not go so well. On the other hand, there could be 10 things that you want and only 1 of them going really well, and the other 9 a disaster by current standards. And if you could focus upon the one aspect that satisfies you, the other 9 would shape up right away. It's all about what you're focused upon. So what this conversation is do you have the ability to focus outside conditions? Can you be an unconditional lover? Can you focus outside the condition? Because if you can't, then you can't move beyond, then it can't get more, except for this one fact: not having what you want has put so much in your vortex. Oh, there is so much intimacy in here. Really delicious. And your inner being knows the path of least resistance to lead you to it. But you can't get there by saying it's not there, because then you don't let yourself into the receptive mode, and so no ideas flow, no feelings flow. Ooh. Co-creation is such a wonderful thing, and co-creation is about influence. So here's the thing: when you have decided that something is missing, when you've decided that you've cut down those trees, you feel just as guilty as if you had cut down those trees. So when you feel that intimacy is missing, you feel as bad as if it were really missing, or as if it were always going to be missing.
What action do you take? I mean, do you just or is it gonna just work itself
You don't take any action, because it'll be the wrong one.
Right.
You'll come across needy, or bossy or rather than taking action, you feel satisfaction in being in the receptive mode on that subject and every other subject that you can find. And what begins to happen is ideas begin to occur to you. We're so appreciating this conversation, so we're just going to take a minute, because this is big, not just because of the subject of intimacy, but because the subject of I'm not in a position where I'm getting what I want, and I'm not in a position where I can even see how to get what I want, and I still want what I want. What should I do about it? I need to do something about it in order to get there. And the thing that we want you to hear is that when you feel like that, every single thing you do will work against what you want. It would be like, let's say that you hadn't found a partner at all, and you were still in that place where you're really looking for a partner. So you decide that you're going to join an online dating service, and so you enter your information and you do your best to describe yourself, and you do your best to describe what you want as best you can. And in the process of that, we just want to ask, what's the dominant vibration within you? Is it lonely? Is it needing? Is it absence of a relationship? There are so many people want to get pregnant, want to get pregnant, want to get pregnant, can't get pregnant, can't get pregnant, give up, adopt a baby, then get pregnant. And the reason that they get pregnant after they adopt a baby is because they don't have lack of baby going on in their vibration anymore. And so this is a big question. How do I feel the way I think I will feel when I get what I want before I get what I want? How can I feel that way before I get it? And we say, by understanding that the process along the way can be as good as getting it. And that's what we haven't convinced most of our human friends about. You think you got to have the manifestation, and then you'll respond in a positive way to the manifestation. And we say you got to find a way of feeling the feeling, and then the manifestation will come. Which means do everything in your power. Get off the subject, change the subject, think about as many other things. So if there's anything that we have wanted to convince you of, and we're going to offer a statement here, and then we're going to test the vibrational waters and see how much progress we've made with all of you here today. So is it possible to find a feeling of satisfaction without the manifestation that you want having already come into being? Is it possible to find the feeling of satisfaction, which is the receptive mode, which is the unfolding of something you want, while you are focused upon the manifestation not having happened? Is it possible to find satisfaction about something that's already satisfying, even when other things might not be? Is it necessary to focus upon the thing that's missing to get it? No. But that's the mistake most people make. They think, I got to think about this thing that I don't have in order to get it. We say, no, you got to think about things you do have. You got to think about the connection you do have. You got to think about all the things that do feel good in order to get the next piece and the next piece and the next piece. You see, what messes you up most of the time is that the now reality has too much of your attention. And so if what is has some things that are missing, and you're giving so much of your attention to what is, then you just keep recreating the missing parts. But if you're not all tied up in what is, if you're willing to find some satisfaction from a vortex you can't even see, if you're willing to find satisfaction from understanding the laws of the universe and getting to know them, if you're willing to find satisfaction by focusing just for the feeling and then finding satisfaction from the feeling, then there is nothing that is outside your ability to accomplish. Not one thing. Good enough?
Yes, thanks.